Long ago, in the parched deserts and storm-lashed lands of ancient Mesopotamia, a legend was born among the shifting sands and raging tempests. She was known as Lilītu. Her name whispered in the winds, feared in the shadows. She was no ordinary spirit, but a being of both creation and destruction, of fertility and desolation. A tempestuous winged entity who haunted the realms between life and death, between the fertile lands and barren wastes. Lilītu was not born of pure evil. She was the embodiment of chaos itself, a primal force that reflected the deepest fears and darkest impulses of humankind. As the ages passed, this ancient spirit intertwined with another formidable entity, giving rise to a terrifying figure. This was Lamashtu, the child snatcher, the demoness who lurked in the shadows, forever stalking mothers and their newborns, a creature who seemed to embody all the horrors of motherhood's vulnerability and the terror of losing that which one loves most. Ironically, it was Pazuzu, the demon now etched into the fabric of modern horror films, that was once invoked by the people to ward off the wrath of Lamashtu and protect against the terrors she might bring. Centuries passed, and the myth of Lilītu began to seep into other cultures, weaving its way into the sacred and mysterious texts of the Hebrew Bible. It was in the book of Isaiah, chapter 34, that her name first appeared in a single cryptic word: Lilith. Some scholars, puzzled by the mention, believed the word referred to a screech owl, a nocturnal bird often associated with desolation. Others, however, saw in that brief mention something far more ominous. They believed it symbolized a rebellion, one against the divine order of things. The Dead Sea Scrolls, long preserved in the arid caves by the shores of the sea, added yet another layer of intrigue to the myth. Fragments of these ancient scrolls spoke of the Liliths, plural, revealing not just a single entity, but a legion of nightmarish figures. These texts transformed the myth from one of a solitary spirit into a host of demons, creatures that haunted the night and made the darkness all the more terrifying. By the time of the Talmudic era, the whispers around Lilith grew bolder. In one of the more controversial texts, the Alphabet of Ben Sira, Lilith was painted as Adam's first wife, created not from his rib, but from the very same clay that formed him. She was his equal, strong, defiant, and unwilling to submit to him. When Adam demanded she lie beneath him, Lilith refused, declaring that she was his equal and deserved to be treated as such. But Adam, embodying the patriarchal norms of the time, would not tolerate such rebellion. So Lilith fled Eden, her voice rising in defiance as she invoked the hidden name of God, a name so powerful that it had the potential to disrupt the very fabric of the world. Her flight from Eden marked the beginning of a dark chapter. She was no longer just a rebel. She became a figure of horror, a woman scorned and cast out, her fury manifesting in the lives of those she would now target. According to the legends, Lilith found refuge in the Red Sea, a place of chaos and mystery. There, she gave birth to hundreds of demons every day. These were not gentle spirits, but creatures of darkness and terror, each one more malevolent than the last. In an attempt to quell her rampage, God sent 3 angels, Sinoi, Sansanoi, and Simanjalof, to negotiate with Lilith. Their offer was simple. She could claim the lives of unprotected infants, but only if she refrained from attacking the mothers themselves. In exchange, the angels promised to give her a place in the world, though one bound by certain limitations. The angels also bestowed upon the world a powerful protection. Amulets inscribed with their names, meant to ward off Lilith's wrath and keep her at bay. These charms became common among mothers, who would hang them above cradles to protect their newborns from Lilith's malicious touch. Fathers, too, would write divorce decrees to sever any connection Lilith might establish in the dreams of their wives. But Lilith's story did not end with this truce. As the centuries passed, Jewish mysticism began to weave new layers into the tale, especially within the study of Kabbalah. In the Zohar, the central text of Kabbalistic thought, Lilith's role took on a new, darker significance. She was no longer just an isolated demoness, but now the bride of Samael, the devil himself. Together, they formed an unholy union, a dark reflection of the Shekinah, the feminine aspect of God. In the world of the Kabbalists, Lilith was not simply a creature of evil. She was a klipo, a shell that concealed the divine sparks of creation. Some texts even referred to her as Lilith the Elder, a force far older than creation itself, a being whose power lay in the raw, primal energies that predated the order of the universe. Yet not all viewed Lilith as a figure of pure destruction. In the mystic circles of Safed, a city renowned for its esoteric teachings, radical thinkers dared to imagine a different fate for Lilith. They envisioned her as a force that could be redeemed, a symbol of transformation. Through sacred union, they believed that Lilith could be reconciled with the Shekinah, and that this union could transform her raw, untamed desires into a spiritual light that would illuminate the world. Today, Lilith is a figure that wears many masks. To some, she is a symbol of unapologetic autonomy, a woman who refuses to be subjugated, a figure of empowerment. To occultists and spiritualists, she is a queen of shadows, a powerful being who rules over the darker realms of existence. Scholars and theologians see her as a mirror, a reflection of humanity's deepest fears, desires, and forbidden yearnings. Yet, the most haunting question remains: was Lilith truly a monster, a demoness to be feared and reviled, or was she simply a woman who dared to demand equality in a world built on hierarchy? Was she the embodiment of evil, or the first champion of autonomy, a woman who refused to bend to the whims of a patriarchal world? Her tale is far from finished. In the prophecies of Kabbalistic mysticism, Lilith is said to lurk at the edges of the apocalypse, waiting in the shadows for the right moment to strike. Some believe that when the time comes, she will be a force of chaos that births something new, something that could either destroy the world or give rise to a new order, one born from the ashes of the old. For now, as the night falls and the wind carries whispers through the barren deserts and ancient cities, humanity still wonders: is Lilith a monster stalking the darkness, or is she a guardian of secrets older than Eden itself, waiting for the right time to reveal the truth? Her story, like the desert winds, continues to swirl in the darkness, beckoning those brave enough to look into the unknown and face the mysteries she guards.